Hi guys, it's Eniola. Here's a video of a day in the life of a medical science student. So it was about 5 a.m. in this video and it was a Monday morning, and I got up, got into the car where it was extremely cold and foggy and just not great weather conditions, but I actually needed to get some fuel and fuel up, so went to the petrol station very early, so all of it's closed except from obviously the pumps. And yeah, there was a risk of ice, and then at this time I was like maybe an hour and a half into my journey to uni and just stopped up at services to use the toilet and also get some breakfast, so that's why the sun rose a bit. And then this is me on campus walking to my lecture. It's about 8:50, 8:20, not 8:20, about 8:50, 8:45, whatever. This is me at my lecture. I'm quite early. I'm pretty much the only one in the class at this point. And yeah, so this lecture is basically pathophysiology. It's a 3-hour lecture, so a 9 to 12. And this is just me sitting down. I'll play a bit of the lecture talks because basically someone came in to talk. This is me talking to someone that walked in. But basically the person that came to talk was from the University of Oxford, so it was quite an interesting talk. There was 2 people that came to talk, a woman and a man. So I got some clips of the women speaking, so if you guys want to hear that, I'll keep it in. But yeah, here's me just chilling and waiting for the lecture to start. So the first half of the lecture was on angina, and I'll keep some clips on it because it can be quite educative for you guys.
Which then divides into the left anterior descending artery and your left circumflex artery. So you have 3 important arteries: your LAD, your left circumflex, and your RCA. Any disease in any of the walls of these arteries is what causes problems and pain. So what can cause you to not get enough oxygen, therefore not enough blood to your heart? The most important cause of that is atherosclerosis. What that is it means just disease in the coronary arteries, right? So it means that the walls of your arteries get filled up with plaque and rubbish and cholesterol and all sorts that end up narrowing the artery, which means that the small amount of blood that's managing to get through that narrowing might be fine when you're sat down because your heart doesn't need much oxygen or much blood at that point. But once you start exerting yourself and your heart muscle, the contractions increase and you start to need more oxygen, that trickle of blood is not enough anymore. So that's atherosclerosis, and then going back to normal, and that's spasm. So you have symptoms of essentially what are some reasons where you'll have enough blood supply, the blood's coming in, but the oxygen isn't enough. That's when the demand of your heart has gone up. So the supply is fine, but the demand of your heart has suddenly increased. And that's potentially because you have an arrhythmia, so because the demand has gone up. And anemia is another cause, where you're getting enough blood supply. Someone who is 20 years old with sharp atypical chest pain isn't going to get investigated the same way as someone who is 70 and a lifelong smoker with typical chest pain, right? But if someone is high risk, and we'll talk about that a bit later, we would do something called an angiogram. So what that is we go in usually through the wrist, very rarely through the groin, but through the wrist you can feel where your pulse is, that's your radial artery. What also happen is that can become unstable, that plaque, and you can get a rupture in it. And if that happens, that's when you start to get blood cells and clots forming, and then that you can see that blocks off the artery completely, and then that's how you get a full heart.
So the second half was on heart failure, but I didn't actually record any scenes from this one, unfortunately. But this is me going home from campus, getting to my car and about to drive off, go back home. Nice completed day. And here's me. I did put Thick of It by KSI on because it's not even that bad. And then yeah, this is me at home, and that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. It was a short one, but I hope you guys enjoyed. See you later.